Hello, everybody. It's Greg again. It's another edition of Unbreakable, the podcast. Monday, September 22nd, and we're rocking. Listen, it is a celebration day. I got my Eagles green on, old school, because I'm old school, and we're celebrating an unbelievable Eagles win, which we're going to talk about. Big, big, big. We're playing this record for several weeks. Listen, I love rock and roll. Headbanger, rock and roll. You know why? We're playing this song because it's upbeat and we're celebrating today. But it's also Joan Jett's birthday. Yes, Joan Jett, that lead singer, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, it's her birthday. Guess how old she is today? Go ahead, guess. I'll wait. 67. She's 67 years old. Yeah. You know, her heyday was like in the 70s, no, 80s. Love rock and roll. In fact, this song was number one for 7 weeks in 1982. I love rock and roll. About her big song, and I can't even think of any other gentle song. Can you? Anyway, number one for 7 weeks. Happy birthday, Joe Jett. Guess who else's birthday is today? I bet you can't guess. Everybody, put your hands up in the air. Go rock and roll. Celebrate the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. No rock. It just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. That great, Jesus, I'm scrolling again. Jesus, how many times? And that great opera singer. Again? Jesus. Coco, help me. That's I don't know. I'm exhausted. Jesus. Whew. Anyway, not only is it Joan Jett's birthday, it's that great opera singer, Angela Bocelli. No, I messed that up. What the hell is his name? Andrea Bocelli. Bocelli. Whatever. It's his birthday. 67. Hey, he was born on the same day as Joan Jett. I wonder if they know that. They're two different musical types. One sings opera, the other sings rock and roll, but whatever. Maybe they were born in the same hospital. Wouldn't that be something if they were born in the same hospital on the same day, like at the same hour, at the same minute? Maybe. I don't think so. I think he was probably born in England and she looked like both here. I don't know. But anyway, happy birthday, Mr. Butcher. So anyway, today is the first day of fall. Although as I speak to you, Monday morning, it's still summertime. So it's one of those things where it's the cusp of the vernal, no, it's not the vernal, it's the the fall equinox. That's what it is. And actually 2:19 this afternoon, we're crossing over. We're going from summer to fall. Goodbye, summer. Goodbye. See you next year. Yeah, in a lot of ways, I hate to see summer go because, summer's good times. It's a vacation. It's ball games, baseball games. It's barbecues and picnics. And, a lot of good times in the summer. Outdoor concerts. You just go out with a t-shirt on, right? You don't have to bundle all up. You don't have to shovel the damn snow. You just do it. So in a lot of ways, I'm going to hate to see some of them, but fall's okay. I like fall. The weather gets a little chillier. You know what I can't stand about fall though? The days get shorter. It's getting like you can see already. Like it turns dark like in the 6 o'clock hour, you know. And wait till the time changes. Wait till the time changes, like in early November. Oh God, it's like 2 hours a day. Like we get tonight. But anyway, we'll have our chance to spring again. Spring will be here, and all of a sudden everything will be blooming, the flowers will be out again, and everything will be good. So, all right, what else is going on? Well, we got to talk about the Eagles. We have to. What a win yesterday, huh? Huh? Oh my God. You know, to be honest, the Eagles were outplayed the whole freaking game. LA just outplayed the Birds. The Birds looked like they were sleepwalking. Like, you know, I was thinking, well, you know, they are Super Bowl champs. Maybe they're a little fat and sassy, you know? Maybe they're just like a little full of themselves because they just couldn't do anything. All right, LA was just running all over them. And I thought, well, you know, 26-7. Oh, it's going to be really embarrassing. Eagles are at home. Oh my God. Then all of a sudden it was like a light switch. Something turned on. I think, you know what it is? The new offensive coordinator, I think, is a little timid. You know, he's a little too passive, not aggressive enough. Run play, run play, run play. When he throws the ball, it's on third down, and the other teams know he's going to throw the ball. No, no, no. You got to mix it up. Throw it early, like first down, second down, when you're not expecting it. And of course, if the other team is going to bring 8 men up in the box, you know, near the line of scrimmage, that whole section of the field in the middle of the field is going to be wide open. So you're going to throw the ball right there, like AJ Brown. I've said this before in this show. If you've watched me, you use AJ Brown. I don't think the Eagles use him enough. I mean, he is one of the best wide receivers in football. They paid a lot of money to get him. It cost them, what, 2 draft picks to get him in the trade? Use him, use him. You throw him the ball, he can make things happen after the catch. And that's what he did yesterday. You got, if the teams are going to come up in the box and try to take away Saquon Barkley, which they did, then you throw the ball over the top. Does that make sense? Because then when you throw the ball, it opens up the running game. Because teams are like, oh, we better drop our linebackers back. We're getting burned by Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert and AJ Brown. They bring the linebackers back out. Then you can run the ball. Duh. Hello, McFly. Hello. That's not rocket science, you know? You just do it. So they finally got the message. I was, you know, the sidelines, it showed Jalen Hurts, who was really pissed off, going over to this new offensive coordinator. And he's like, I can't read lips, so I don't know what he was saying, but obviously he was upset. He probably was saying, come on, man, you're handcuffing me. I want to throw the ball downfield. We're losing. You get it? We're losing. So they finally did. He started that in the third quarter, and then he started coming back. Fourth quarter, that was it. But, you know, even toward the end of the game, Eagles really should have lost that game because they had to block 2 kicks in the fourth quarter to survive. And at the end, 44-yard field goal by Rams is blocked. That big Jordan Davis got his big meat hooks up there, blocked the field goal. They scooped up the ball, stamped on the Rams guy, stomp on him, and just take it to the house. And in that moment, not only did it seal the Eagles' victory, it also made a lot of gamblers happy who had their money on the Eagles because the line was Eagles -3.5. Now, if they didn't score a touchdown on that very last play, if you had the LA Rams, you were a winner, chicken dinner. But as it turned out, because Jordan Davis took that ball to the house, you had the Rams, the Lambs. Yes, let's call them the Lambs. If you had the LA Lambs, you were a loser, a friggin' loser. So there you go. So Jordan Davis made a lot of Eagles fans happy yesterday. So, well, the Eagles are 3-0 now. And they had trouble running the ball again. And Lane Johnson was out. Hopefully he's not going to be out a long time. But the guy that they put in for him, Matt Pryor, he stunk. I was even saying to the TV, nobody could hear me but the dogs. Like, you stink, you stink. Get him out of the game. You suck. Well, they did. They replaced Matt Pryor. They brought in this Fred Johnson guy, and he played much, much better. Much better. And that was a big difference. That was a big key because Jalen Hurts then had time to throw the ball, and A.J. Brown over 100 yards, a touchdown. And big play of the game was fourth down. Eagles had to have it, the touchdown, and they did. Devontae Smith caught the ball near the goal line, got in, scored. Eagles, 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 all day, every day. Anyway, I wish I was at that game. It was a fun game to be at. Not fun for for 57 minutes, but fun in the end. An unbelievable ending. So, anyway, the boys go down to Tampa Bay. So, and they always they're playing the Bucks. The Bucks are 3-0 too. They always have trouble down in Tampa Bay. Always, but the Bucks maybe without their star wide receiver Mike Evans, he hurt his hamstring yesterday, and we'll find out today if he's going to be out next week. It sure looks like it. It sure looks like it. So that's going to hurt Tampa Bay, but the Eagles, you can't get them out. That's the thing. When you win a world championship with flying bus fly like the Eagles did, it gives you so much confidence that it carries over to the next season. You seem like you're invincible. Like nobody can beat you. That's what it does for you. It gives you this confidence that, okay, we maybe had some tough times, but in the end, we're going to pull this out. And we did. So having confidence in anything we do makes a world of difference. World of difference. So much for the Eagles, huh? 3-0. We'll be going down to Tampa Bay Sunday. Eagles on top of the division. Cowboys lost yesterday. Good. Giants lost last night. What? Aren't they pathetic? Oh, God, Giants are pathetic. Terrible. To me, they could keep Russell Wilson as their quarterback. They could keep that stupid dope coach that they have. And you're pretty well assured Giants are going to lose every single freaking, right? There you go. Don't change, Giants. Don't change. And so it's 3 weeks in. I don't think definitely the Eagles have not played this football. So it's a lot to look forward to. Now, let's see what happens next Sunday night today. I want to go from there. The Eagles are the only team in football who do not have back-to-back home games this year. That's hard to believe, isn't it? They're playing like away, home, away, home, away, home, away, home, all the way through the season. Every other team has at least 2 home games in a row, not the Eagles. So the schedule makers, I don't know if it was on purpose or whatever, but it's tough. It's a tough schedule. But hey, you put on your big boy pants because you're Super Bowl champs, and that's what you get, right? Winning the Super Bowl. Hey, so anyway, Eagles, that crowd was just going nuts yesterday, weren't they? If you were lucky to be there yesterday, congratulations. I'm sure it's a game you will never, ever forget. And that's why we go to sporting events, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what you're going to see. No, it's not like a scripted movie or a TV show or a play. It's just that's what makes sports great. It's unpredictable, unexpected. So, great job, Eagles. Fly, Eagle, fly. Phillies lost yesterday. Kind of thought they were going to. Uh, Arizona needs the games more at this point. Phillies are still like 2 games behind the Brewers for the best overall record in baseball, which they could still get, but Arizona really needed to gain more because they're fighting for the playoff lives. So no big deal. You lose 2 out of 3 in Arizona. It's no shame. It's no shame. So the boys come back tomorrow. They're playing the final 6 games of the season at home. 3 against Miami, and then 3 against Minnesota over the weekend. So there. Carson Wentz, speaking of Minnesota, Carson Wentz came back yesterday for the Vikings. Yeah, it seems like Carson Wentz, he's like this relic, He's like been around forever. You haven't seen him for a while. He's popping back up. But apparently, I didn't see the game, but apparently he quarterbacked a good game. He managed the game well because the Vikings offense scored 48 points. Well, no, I take that back. It wasn't really the offense. Guy named Isaiah Rodgers, who used to play for the Eagles, he did something historical yesterday. He picked up a fumble and ran it in for a touchdown. He also had an interception, which he returned for a touchdown. So good game, Isaiah Rodgers, huh? Wow. But the Vikings killed. Hey, how you doing there, Katie girl? The dogs are all flocking in here. Must be feeding time at the zoo. Speaking of dogs, I gotta show you. We have Coco here and Katie's over there, but this is our friend here, the patron saint of this fine podcast, Budster. There he is with a birthday cake. And don't worry, not a real cake, not real candles. There you go, with his name Bud on his little bib there. Look at him smiling. We miss you and love you, Bud. There. What else? Oh, I gotta send my condolences to the great Bernie Perrott. Died. My mama, 80 years old, one of the greatest hockey goalies in the history of the NHL. Led the Flyers to the only 2 World Championships back in 74 and 75. Nice man. I was lucky enough to meet Bernie Perrott down at one of the games there. They have some of these old guys, they're retirees, going around talking to fans, before the game and such. And it's gives the fans a big kick. And guys, they go around and talk to people, sign autographs, take pictures. But Bernie Perrott was always a nice guy. So he's going to be missed. Definitely going to be missed. And 80 years old. There you go. So rest in peace, Bernie. The old saying back in the day was, no one saves more. What was that? Jesus. Only Jesus saves more than Bernie Perrott. That was like a big bumper sticker we used to have on the car. And only Jesus saves more than Bernie Perrott. But anyway, the only flyer, the first flyer to get into the Hockey Hall of Fame. And Jesus seems so long ago now, You talk about the Flyers winning a championship. Hard to believe it's back in the early 70s, and that's the last time they won one. So hopefully the Flyers have a new coach this year. They will pick it up. Wouldn't that be nice? Do it for Bernie. Do it for Bernie. So, all right, I think that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll be back with whenever I see you, probably later in the week. And we will have another talk together, huh? We'll talk about the Eagles playing the Buccaneers on Sunday, giving my prediction, so forth and so on. So you're going to want to tune in for that. Jesus, definitely. Otherwise, we will see you. There's Coco laying on my bed there, taking a nap. I don't know what Katie girl is. But we're just chilling here at home, and we're celebrating a big Eagles win today. So everybody, take care, peace and love. I'll talk to you again soon. Have a great day. Bye bye.